Birds of a feather flock together. Have you ever noticed how sometimes you might have a gut feeling about somebody, but you're not 100% sure, or you chose to ignore your gut feeling? Doesn't it always come back to bite you in the ass? And then you will notice that if you're unsure about somebody, just look at the kind of company they're keeping around them. Who are their friends? Who are people that they have no problem hanging out with? Right? So if you have a certain gut feeling about someone, hypothetically, a big one would be misogyny, right? Because now it's become very veiled and it's not politically correct anymore to be an outright misogynist, but you can sense it in the way that those people talk or the kinds of posts that they like or the kinds of company that they keep. That's because birds of a feather flock together, and also ignoring your gut feeling is the biggest mistake you can ever do. So how does misogyny or misogynistic people, or even people who are vibrating on a lower frequency, those are the bullies, those are the people that have YouTube channels, the only views they get is by tearing people down and criticizing and hating on people or bullying people. I think we all know a bunch of people whose main source of income is tearing other people down. Those kinds of people, even the way that they interpret the science, even the things that they try to accomplish, they are operating from a very low vibration, very low frequency. They operate out of fear. They have no courage. And so they don't do the work to make the things that they want happen. And so they are operating more from a restrictive interpretation of the science as opposed to optimization and peak performance and happiness and alignment with the universe. This is why progressives usually are the game changers, the discoverers of the things that drive humanity forward, because you need a certain personality type to have the courage, to have the energy, to have the delusional belief that if you work hard at something, you can actually make it happen. This is why personality types actually are very closely linked with progress and all of the spearheading of revolutions, right? And so something just to keep in mind when you're taking advice from any person in any field. What do they strike you at? What's your gut feeling, right? Is that person a progressive? Are they open? Are they moving forward? Or are they fear-mongering and bullying and just obsessed with the drama and things like that? That's how you know if you're getting good, high-quality, cutting-edge education and knowledge, or something that's really not the best that you could. Yeah, not the best that you could get your hands on. So pay attention moving forward, because I know I have learned that lesson the hard way. So this is like the first thing that comes to my mind. You know, does that person, how do they have energy? Are they animated when they're talking? Do they have even like low level misogyny? Who are their friends? What's the company that they're keeping? Like, this tells you everything you need to know about that person. And then you learn, the more you start to pay attention to that, the more you start to trust your gut feeling, and the more reinforcement cycles you start to have. That's how you also strengthen your intuition, which is a far more intelligent source of direction for your life than your conscious mind. Once you learn how to connect to your gut, to your intuition, I'll make more videos on helping people, because I just lately realized that not everybody has that naturally. One second. So yeah, once you learn how to start to connect to your subconscious intelligence, which is far more vast and more intelligent than your conscious mind, you can call it subconscious intelligence, you can call it alignment with the universe, you can call it gut instinct, it's all the same. Once you learn how to do that, actually, why don't I just share 2 quick tips. First of all, education and knowledge. You want your subconscious brain to be picking up multiple data points, because if you're just sitting watching Netflix, no, don't listen to your gut instinct. It doesn't know much. You need to constantly be exposed to new knowledge. And that's number 1. Number 2, you want to raise your baseline tone of dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. It's kind of like the Adderall effect. Like if you take an Adderall pill and you get to that level, that's when you're truly connected. But of course, it's better to build the brain the right way as opposed to taking pills that are actually going to down-regulate your dopamine. So not to make this too long, raising your baseline dopamine is probably the biggest advice I can give anybody. It is the foundation of life. And more importantly, it is going to connect you to a higher level of intelligence, a higher level of performance. And the higher your baseline dopamine, the more you're going to get to a higher level of performance, of income, of relationships, of fitness, of health. And this is why now reintroducing carbs was able, sure, I raised my baseline dopamine. I got great benefits on keto carnivore, but turns out there's an even higher level when you reintroduce carbs. I mean, how exciting is that? You can heal leaky gut to a much, much greater degree than you can on keto or carnivore. You can heal autoimmune symptoms to a much higher degree, more powerful degree when you reintroduce carbs. But I don't want to make this about food and diet. I just wanted you to see the link between character, personality, and your gut feeling, and the interpretation of those people. I really hate when Instagram stories cut me off. It stresses me out to finish in time. So anyway, I just wanted you to see the link between the way certain people live their life, their character, their how they rank on progressiveness, and how that actually influences the way that they interpret their worldview, the way that they interpret the science, how much work they are willing to put into creating a case for something or not, right? And so just something that lately has benefited me so freaking much, and hopefully that would help you out as well. And yeah, I'm going to end it here. Coaching, drsarazaldivar.com/coaching. My guide of the fitness bundle, or just you can get Dopamine Brain, barring the part on carnivore. I need to change that. But outside of that, it teaches you how to raise dopamine. All right. Thank you for listening.